We're back now with Rachel Crooks, Samantha Holvey, and Jessica Leeds. Want to remind our viewers the White House moments ago called these claims false, said they've been totally disputed in most cases by eyewitness accounts. They were addressed at length during the campaign, and the American people voiced their judgment by delivering a decisive victory. The timing and absurdity of these false claims speaks volumes. The publicity tour that has begun only further confirms the political motives. You are going after this to a press conference by a filmmaker named Robert Greenwald, who's a progressive, a democratically allied guy, who's putting out this film called 16 Women in Donald Trump, trying to document the claims of the 16 women. Are you politically active? Why do you want to go and participate in this press conference? What's the goal?
Well, because this is an issue that I think is important to address. I'm not politically active. I am a Democrat. I'm embarrassed to say that I'm not politically active. I should be, but
what do you want to see happen to him?
I would like to see some reckoning. I would like to see that he's not Teflon and that he acknowledges in some fashion or another and be called to answer to the charges.
Mm-hmm. There is, some are calling for a probe, a Senate ethics probe into his behavior. Is that what you want?
I think that's fair. I mean, they were more than willing to do that for Senator Franken. Why is the president immune to that?
What do you make of the fact that 53% of white women voted for President Trump, notwithstanding the 16 accusers?
You know, that's what hurt the most. That women who have lived through this, everybody has their own story of a man touching them inappropriately, or men, multiple men. This is not an incident that only happens once in a blue moon. This is like a daily thing for women. And for them not to say, you know what, that's wrong, I don't support that, I'm not voting for that. I don't want that person to be leading my country. And that was so painful.
He's called all of you liars, including today. Do you ever consider joining the defamation lawsuit that Summer Zervos has against him for calling her a liar? She's one of the accusers. Gloria Allred's pursuing that claim for her. Do you ever consider joining that or filing your own?
I'm not really interested in pursuing a lawsuit, but I'd be happy to support her. I mean, I think we all probably would share our stories on her behalf. But for me, it's just about getting the truth out there and letting people make that.
But it's risky.
Yeah.
I mean, have you received blowback from, you know, his Twitter army?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I had the fake news story about me. Woman claimed she knew my family. I'm like, I don't even know who this is. But she said, everyone knows she's lying. I'm like, how do people pick that up? You know, I mean, there's no substance to it. So, I mean, definitely, social media is harsh, too.
If there are other women out there right now, because we've seen, you know, when some come forward and speak publicly, others tend to follow. Of course, his situation, you know, you came out a year ago. What do you want them to know, if there are other women out there?
Oh, I would love for them to come forward and speak up. But, you know, we have a problem here in that we have been enculturated all this time for years and years and years to be subservient and to be compliant and to get along. And that's a hard habit to break. And then we've also been taught that some of the aggression is our fault. We wore the wrong clothes. We had too much makeup on. We were in the wrong place. We went to a party. I mean, it's just amazing. But for the women who voted for Trump, I really think that they just didn't want to vote for a woman.
No, I don't know if that's true. There were plenty of reasons not to vote for Hillary Clinton. Plenty. There's a long list over there. Long list. But again, the impossibility of the choice, if you're a voter who cares about sexism, the impossibility of the choice in 2016 was readily apparent. I thank you so much for coming on and telling your stories.
Thank you for having us.
You bet.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.